Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the sixth and currently final engine that was released in Bachmann's N-scale range, and obviously that is Percy. And he was one of the first engines released alongside Thomas and Annie and Clarabelle and the Troublesome Trucks. And I didn't review him for a while because I just kind of wanted to wait until, I kind of wanted to space out the big and small engines out. But obviously, here we are, and let's get on with the review. From the first look, you can see that Percy looks extremely accurate to his CGI model. The proportions all look correct, the lining and number detail look very nice. There are a couple small scratches on my Percy, but I got him pre-owned, so I don't know if they were there originally. But you can see that overall he's just a very good looking model. And even though he does have the same issue with the wheels as Thomas and Gordon, being solid and painted like all green, I will say here it is less noticeable since Percy's wide enough that his wheels are mostly in shadow, and the side rods also help to cover it up a little bit. Here's a look at Percy's face, and I definitely think it's one of the most accurate ones Bachmann have done so far, at least in the N-scale range. The printing for the eyes and eyebrows looks very good, and the little bit of white in the mouth looks good as well. The buffer beam also has a nice amount of separately fitted parts, such as the lamp irons, brake pipe, coupling hook, and buffers. Unfortunately, the buffers are reused from Thomas's model and are a little bit inaccurate, but that's a small issue. Looking underneath Percy's boiler, you can see that his leaf spring detail has been done very nicely and is picked out in black. The toolbox and the other box in front of his cab also look good, and on top of his boiler, you can see that his water filler cap and dome have been very nicely molded, with the latter being picked out with gold paint. The whistle is also a fully 3D mold, which is nice considering that wasn't done for Thomas. The front of his cab also has very nice looking portholes which have been picked out with yellow paint. Percy's other side also looks really good, and the box in front of the cab on this side is smaller, as it is in the show. His coupling rods and valve gear also look very nice, even if they are a little bit thick. Unfortunately, his crosshead is made of plastic, however I haven't had any mechanical issues with it yet, and hopefully it'll stay that way. The cab footsteps are very nicely molded and feel like they won't be able to easily break, which is very nice. Unfortunately, the green and the red from the buffer beam do kind of intermix a little bit and cause a bit of a strange shade between the two, but that's very difficult to see at any sort of normal viewing distance. Looking at Percy's back, you can see that his coal bunker has been nicely painted in black, and the coal load also looks very nice. The cab windows also look good, although the yellow doesn't quite make it all the way down to the coal. The lamp also looks really nice, and there are separately fitted buffers and coupling hooks as well. The brake pipe appears to be a single mold, but it's very nicely done, and the black paint is very well applied. Here's a look underneath Percy, and you can see that he's driven from his front axle. His couplings swivel from side to side, and they are NEM couplings, meaning that you could switch them out if you wish. Now that we've looked at Percy, let's get him on the track and see how he runs. Percy tends to be a very good runner when he's on the track. He's very smooth and quiet, and he's able to start and stop without really having any issues. As you can see, he's able to run smoothly over track joins, and he doesn't really have too many issues with dirty track since he has a flywheel. He's also able to do a pretty good crawl, as you can see here. Percy is also able to cope with most of the Kato points fairly well and doesn't really have issues with stalling over them. However, he does have issues with the Y point, as you'll see in a moment. Again, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is an issue with Percy, as pretty much all of my engines struggle a little bit over the Y point. For my final thoughts, I'd say that Percy is an excellent model, and I'd definitely recommend picking him up if you're planning on getting into the end skill range. He's probably one of the most accurate models that Bachmann has released so far in the range, and that's saying something considering he was one of the first ones released. He's a smooth runner overall, and he's very capable of pulling pretty much anything you would want to put behind him. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you next time.